Hello, everybody. Welcome to the experience. It is Wednesday. It is hot as balls here in San Antonio. And I say that every week, but it's can't not say it. But welcome. I am Drew, and with me here as always.
Justin from Spine Buster Tease and spinebustertease.com.
All right, and we got a show going on tonight. We got some things to talk about, some interesting things. In the background, I have AEW Dynamite on. It's a pretty interesting show. You said before I started the show that they're giving the main event an hour.
No, I got confused. I saw Osprey and I was thinking it was for some reason my head was thinking MJF and Osprey, but it's Omega and Osprey.
Okay. That drops.
I think this is a tag match that's going to be happening. So,
right. Yeah, they're what is it? Beach Break. That's kind of their big gimmick tonight, since it's the summer and they're in Florida.
They've been doing the last like what 5 years?
No, I know that, but like that's their gimmick tonight. They're in Florida. It's supposed to be over 100 degrees there tonight. So, and they're in an outdoor building.
It looks incredible. I'll say that.
I like that aesthetic, by the way. Like, I'll give AEW this, and I mean, I give them compliments. I'm fair to an extent, but like, I do like this aesthetic that AEW does because it has a more intimate feeling on TV. So I liked it when WCW did it. I liked it when TNA did it, which we'll be talking about TNA later. I like it when NXT does it. I kind of wish WWE would do a little bit more, but they're all about big budgets and money and yada. Sure. But let's get into some things. So the big news story of the week is yet another supposed WWE lifer is on the way out of the company, and that pulled up right here is your boy Justin, Sheamus. Sheamus, along with the New Day, and once upon a time, it looked like it was going to be R-Truth, and then he came back, and what happened. Is a long list of guys that didn't want to take a pay cut, and they decided to leave. Which again, good for them, because again, we said it. TKO, they're the heels. They're the true heels of wrestling, because they're all about penny pinching. They're all about saving an extra buck because they care more about whatever they care more about rather than the actual wrestlers, depending on who you are. But over the weekend, Sheamus changed his X profile to S. Farley, which is his real name. I think his name is Sean Farley. Fightful confirmed that Sheamus is set to leave WWE after his contract expires. It was noted that he rejected a restructured extension. Sheamus has been with the company since 2007. He had tryout matches in the late 2006, going back to FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. And he has not wrestled since the November 17th, 2025 edition of Raw at Madison Square Garden. I remember that. I think, that was the tag match that they had with John Cena and I believe R-Truth. That was Cena's. Rey Mysterio. There you go. That was Cena's last Raw. So I do remember that. And the end of that was kind of funny because all three of them were doing the "you can't see me" bit. And Sheamus was in the middle, and he actually grabbed Cena and put him in the middle. It's like, no, the spotlight should be on you. Yeah, Sheamus, again, another guy that you assumed would have been a lifer for WWE, it's not the case anymore. He's on his way out. Of course, everybody automatically assumes AEW, which could be the case, but maybe it's not. Maybe he's done with wrestling. I know there was talk about his agent saying that AEW is not really an option, but you never know. I'm a little bit surprised, but at the end of the day, it's like,
why would he go to AEW?
I mean, I'm saying that's what people are saying,
right? But I'm just speaking for conversation wise. Why would he go to AEW for?
Well, I mean, that's always the assumption when anyone leaves WWE. It's like they're going to AEW. It's like, no, they're not.
Well, I mean, Because people don't know how to fucking think. Same
Dot,
thing,
dot,
like
dot, AEW.
going to WWE. Like just because someone leaves one major company doesn't mean they're gonna go straight to the other. Like for example, Santana's leaving TNA doesn't mean he's going to WWE. He may be going back to AEW. We don't know.
Probably.
Look, because sometimes it's best just to kind of wait and see on these things, right? We can speculate, right? But like, you have to ask yourself, does this shit make sense for them to go to this company in the first place?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I mean, not everybody that leaves WWE has to go to AEW because AEW, they have a lot of talent as is. Same thing with WWE. It's just like WWE's in a really weird funk right now, where you kind of almost don't want anyone to go to WWE because they'll probably get lost in the shuffle.
But also too as well, like with Sheamus going to AEW, or if he were to go AEW, so you got Sheamus and Edge and Christian and Lashley, like you got all these ex WWE wrestlers going to AEW, and they're all over on the wrong side of 40, some in the 50s. Is this a wrestling company or old age home? Like, what was this?
I mean, it's weird because it's like you go back to that quote that Jericho had where he's like, we're not going to become another place for ex-WWE guys. And
well, I mean, that was 7 years ago. Like, a lot can change.
I mean, I'll granted, I'll say this: it's not as bad as TNA became later on, where they were all about building new stars, and they ended up just signing anyone with a name. Whereas AEW, it looks like they're kind of, in some ways, building new stars. It's a breeding ground for guys to get noticed, like a Kyle Fletcher, like a Takeshita, like a Tekla.
I would say, with the exception of the tag team championships, no one there who's in a prominent position in that company is old.
True. Yeah, very true. Yeah, because MJF, I don't even think he's 30 yet, right?
He's 30.
Okay, barely 30.
I think he's close to 30. He's maybe like 28 or something like that.
Tekla, I can't imagine she's 30.
No, I'm sorry. MJF is 30. I'm sorry.
Is Tekla 30?
I'm pretty sure she is.
I know Kyle Fletcher's young.
She's 33.
Oh, so I didn't even know she's been out for a while.
Yeah, she's been wrestling over in Japan for years before she came to the States.
Okay. Again, just goes to show my knowledge of that kind of stuff.
There's another world outside the United States of wrestling. So,
I know that. I just don't pay attention to it. What was that?
Clearly.
Yeah. But overall, how do you feel about Shamo leaving WWE?
I'm gonna say one thing, and this should be the answer to your question. He's 43 years old.
Okay. No, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. It's like
he's 43. Like what would you do? Would you want to resign a 43-year-old wrestler that doesn't really wrestle much and doesn't? I mean, he's still in great shape, obviously, but not as in tip-top shape as he usually is. And he has an injury history.
It depends on who it is, but yeah, I know what you mean. Because like Roman's 40, but Roman draws money.
Roman's one of the top guys of all time. Sheamus is not.
CM Punk draws money.
One of the top guys of all time.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. It's just
I'm just like, I'm trying to like, what's the word? I'm trying to like give the audience on, if they're not understanding this, why Sheamus decided to leave and why there was a pay cut coming. That's why. Why would WWE put money into a 43-year-old Sheamus when they could put money into a 23-year-old guy, a similar stature down at NXT? Sheamus, one of the best all-time TV wrestlers of all time. Great, whatever, right? What does that do? What does that do on the main stage of the main roster in WWE in 2026?
It can only do as much as it can to a certain point. I mean, because again, kind of going back to what you just said, take all that money and give it to a 20-something-year-old Obafemi. or a 20-something-year-old Trick Williams, or a 20-something-year-old Javon Evans. So again, it always shocks me because you just kind of assume people are lifers, but the business has changed, the business model has changed. But I'm also not going to lose sleep over it, because if Sheamus wanted to, he can just go to Hollywood and make money there and be like a stunt person, or do whatever it is he wants to do. Because what else do you have for Sheamus? It's like when Bobby Lashley, left WWE a few years ago. Everyone was shocked about it, and it's like, I like Bobby Lashley, but he's also 40. Like, what can you do with Bobby Lashley that you haven't done already? And yeah, he looks like a brick shit house.
I'm sorry. Did I say 43? I meant to say he. Look, I'm my bad. He's 48. I don't know why I said 43. I meant 48. He's 48 years old, Sheamus. That should be even more of a reason why.
But 48 is the new 24, Justin.
You tell yourself that. Look yourself in the mirror and fucking, however many years and be like, oh, I'm 20. No, fuck that. He's 48. Get him the fuck out of here.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah, he's out.
And I love Sheamus, by the way, but like, fuck it, this is a bit like people. You can't have feelings. You cannot have feelings when it comes to business, into the wrestling business in general, right? Now, I put it to you this way, right? It is a problem. I'm not defending TKO. What I'm saying is, you shouldn't be shocked by this. Let me ask you this: if this were Vince McMahon, what would you think would happen if Vince McMahon was in this position?
I think Vince McMahon would have kept Sheamus.
He would have kept Sheamus. He would have kept Sheamus. He would have kept the New Day. He would have kept everybody he would have kept Edge. He would have, but you know what would have came out of that, right? It would have been the same thing that we would say 15 years ago. Oh man, all these old guys are here, man. What about build up the new stars, man? What about Braun Breaker? What about Obafemi? What about it would have been that again. And we're just circle jerking. At least with this, to me, I mean, at least WWE is attempting to try to put, a younger talent in a position, right? Guys like a Trick Williams, Obafemi, they're Javon Evans, he's being prominently featured, right? Younger folks in that position so they could try to succeed. But, look, Sheamus is great. One of the best TV match wrestlers of all time, right? He could go anywhere and be successful, but the guy's 48 years old. He's 48.
No, you're right.
Like, what else more? He's 48. Like, what are we doing? Well, what's the benefit of him staying?
I guess to put over young talent, but
he's done that.
Yeah.
Why pay somebody? Why pay somebody? You can use someone younger to do that.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you, but like,
just not the right move to keep Sheamus if they were to do that. So,
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I imagine he's had money saved up.
Oh so yeah, for sure. He has his YouTube channel too as well. That he's very successful at.
So it's like, let's say he does go to AEW, or he goes to TNA, or he goes to MLW, whatever. He'll do fine. He'll do fine wherever he goes. Speaking of Tekla, she just came on. You made me a fan of Tekla. I just kind of shift gears to that.
I mean, I didn't make anyone a fan. I mean,
you made me a fan, Justin. It's your fault. Take blame. You got
okay, sure, whatever. But I watch my wrestling without biases, so I'm like, if someone's good, great, I give them praise. If they suck, they suck. And Tekla's just one of the people that's good. That's it.
I mean, I'm unbiased too, but again, I like Tekla. She's very talented. She can talk. She can obviously work. She's unintentionally funny. Just the little quips that she makes. Yeah, she's very good. She made me a fan. And I guess, for lack of a better term, she made me want to watch the show tonight.
Cool.
So
I'm glad to hear that.
But yeah, Sheamus, whatever you want to call him, Sean Farley.
Steven.
Is it Stephen Farrell?
Oh, his first name is Stephen.
Is Claudio still in the Don Callis family?
He was never in the Don Callis family.
Okay, so where's he at?
He's with the Death Riders for the last 3 years.
All right, so again, I'm assuming he's going to go to AEW and join up with the Death Riders and reunite with Claudio.
Which again, I don't mind, but it's like you're just giving the perception that AEW is the old folks home. It's starting to become the old folks home.
I don't know. The way I see it for someone like Sheamus, who's been working that WWE schedule since 2007, again, hypothetically,
right?
He gets that offer from AEW where it's like, make more money and work less dates.
True.
It gives me time to do other things.
I'm not going to be against him going. I'm just saying from the management perspective. I'm not looking from a fan standpoint. I'm looking from a business standpoint. And business tells me that how long will Sheamus be there and they can wrestle? Because we already know how, what kind of caliber matches that you got pulling in AEW week in, week out. Is Sheamus going to be able to keep up with that at his age? Possibly, yes. But I'm just saying too, he's had injury history too. You're more likely to get injured in AEW than you do in WWE. Just by what history tells us.
I mean, just as long as they're smart about who they put him in the ring with.
It doesn't matter who they put him in the ring with. It's just the style of wrestling that AEW does.
All right.
Imagine just the breakneck pace of what AEW does. It doesn't matter who they put him in the ring with. They put him in the ring with fucking safe as Bret Hart. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if Tony Khan wants a certain match to come out of it.
All right, we'll see. But happy trails to Sheamus. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Speaking of somebody else, you brought it up a few minutes ago. Mike Santana. He's already about to be gone from TNA. He just finished up at Slammiversary, dropping the title to Nick Nemeth. And he shared on his Instagram story the date 7/15, which is actually next week, next Wednesday to be more specific. And again, just speculating, because how many times have you seen people wait for the second their contract expires and they just show up on the show? Preferably AEW, because Edge did it, Jeff Hardy did it, a few other people did it, Andrade did it. So it looks like Mike Santana is going back to AEW, which is funny. When I was at the gym earlier,
what gives you that perception?
Well, no, I was about to get into that. So I was at the gym earlier, because anyone knows I'm in the gym, and I was actually thinking about that in my head, and I'm like, okay, what I just said about Sheamus, make more money and work less dates. Mike Santana sees that. Mike Santana is also a dad. I believe he's a single dad. And he sees AEW as a chance to be more creative, to have more creativity.
Why would he go back to AEW? They're not going to see him as a top singles talent there.
I mean, neither is WWE.
They'll treat him like one on NXT. To me, he has a better chance in WWE than he does.
I agree. I agree. It's just like if he goes to NXT, they'll probably build the whole show around him.
Right.
But I'm just saying, when it comes down to business, I always like to use this analogy, and it's not real analogy, but it's kind of true. Imagine you're working at McDonald's and there's Burger King, and you heard that they're going to pay more and have more benefits. I already see you rolling your eyes at me. But again, it's just at the end of the day, a business transaction is a business transaction. I can see him possibly going back to AEW just based on the money and the schedule. But that's just me.
Is that what he wants his career to be defined by? Just by making money and knowing the chance that he took on himself from leaving AEW in the first place? Why would he? I'm saying I'm not saying you're wrong. He can very well go back to AEW. What I'm saying is, if I was him, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
You know, if I was him, I would. Yeah, this is what what they're gonna do. This is what they're gonna do, right? He goes back to AEW. He wins the TNT Championship or the International Championship. Then he loses it. Then what?
You're right. Here's the thing. You're right, because that's just how they book. That's how they book shit. I mean, I think the only guy they've ever really booked to look decent to strong is MJF, where they don't make him look like a complete boob.
I mean, there's a lot of other people that look strong in AEW outside of MJF.
Well, as far as like booking, like usually the only one I can think of that has like consistent booking, whereas everybody's like build, win, and then what?
MJF went down too.
I don't know. He's always looked kind of strong in anything he's been in.
When he was doing the fucking whole well, at the time it was the I think it was like the Continental. They changed the championship name so many times. It was the All Atlantic Championship, and he changed it to the U.S. Champion or United States Championship. That was middle of the fucking card, MJF.
Okay, but yeah, it's just
what about the stuff doing? You mean to tell me the stuff that with him and after Adam Cole showed that he was the devil or whatever, right? You tell me that he was having strong booking during that time frame too as well?
I mean,
his babyface. Are you telling me that? You tell me that was strong booking?
I didn't like him as a babyface.
Okay, well, so everyone, not just in AEW, but also in WWE, you're at a point you can't be up here. Great booking. Every fucking you can't. It's impossible. In the history of pro wrestling, that's impossible. Even Hulk Hogan in WCW when he was fucking, going up against Billy Kidman. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it's like throughout the history of pro wrestling, you're going to be not at some point not booked as strongly as you once were at your peak. You just weren't. So for Mike Santana, going back to Mike fucking Santana here, he could go to WWE. I think he has a better chance to be successful there, right? Maybe they put him in a faction or something like that, and the faction is actually successful. We don't know. Maybe he'll become Intercontinental Champion. We don't know. But I just think that, that Santana would be more better off going to WWE than he would AEW, business-wise. Drew. Where's Drew? He left. Or he not left, but it turns. All right, whatever.
I'm back. I just had to get my camera light because I was looking kind of dark there for a second. All right. Yeah. I mean, again, long story short, he would have a better chance in WWE for as far as like booking goes, but like, again, it wouldn't shock me either way. At the end of the day, if someone's going to offer you more money and less dates, and you have a kid, you can't really just go. You can't like shrug your shoulders at it. You kind of be like, I get it. But yeah, that's the news I have. Yeah, that's all the news I kind of have at the moment. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add.
No, I don't.
No, what was that smile for?
No. No, I don't have anything. We're good. What's next? Oh yeah, we got well, it's obviously going to like the CM Punk stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, let's get into the CM Punk stuff. So Monday Night Raw was in Chicago this past week. Wasn't a bad Raw. Overall, it was pretty decent.
It was well, go ahead.
It's decent. I'll say decent, but the big talking point
was I was just gonna say that I think it was it's a very low bar, but it's a top 3 Raw 2026. So I thought it was a very good show.
Very good. But the big talking point was the main event was supposed to be Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. At the beginning of the show, there was a backstage segment with Sami and Cody, which coincided with Gunther powerbombing Cody through a table. And so Cody was deemed not medically cleared to wrestle. And Sami Zayn Sami Zayn's turning heel. We kind of already know that, but like he gave a heelish promo where he's like, I'm a nice guy. He was
already heel. He was already healed now, but when he came out on Monday, he was slapping hands with the fans. So I don't even know what the fuck they were trying to accomplish with that. So,
but then it was Nick Aldis Nick Aldis came to the show and he was on temporary leave after his brush up with Gunther, which was already building towards that. Adam Pearce tells Sami, we promised the fans a match, so you're dressed to wrestle, so you're gonna have a match. And then Nick Aldis approaches Adam Pearce and he's like, I called somebody. They're here tonight. And so you get to the main event. Sami's there. The camera cuts to what do you call it? Like those doors, like whenever like trucks come in or whatever. And it pulls up and you just see CM Punk. And I'm like, oh, I guess I would have figured they just would have like really milked that out and then the lights go out and it's CM Punk or whatever. But
yeah, that gimmick's been done too much, especially in AEW.
Well, I'm glad. I'm happy they didn't do that. They did something a little bit more creative. CM Punk's
but it kind of led me to think that he was just there at that garage door, just opening up. Like, well, did he walk to the arena or something? That's just in his gear. He heard Oz made a call. Oz made a phone call to him, and he told AJ, he's like, oh well, I gotta get in my gear. I'll see you in 20 minutes. I'm gonna walk to the arena.
I'm gonna power walk on my way over there.
Yeah, I don't think he does that.
I know. And Punk looks good. I mean, he's jacked. We already saw that prior, and of course, fans speculate and be like, "Oh, it's Sheamus." I'm like, whatever, shut up. His hair looks different. I guess he's not doing that thing with his hair anymore. And then Punk came out. The fans were nuts. Obviously, Chicago and people are nuts over CM Punk. The match itself was good. I thought it was a really, really good match. I thought as far as TV matches goes, it's probably one of the better TV matches of the year. I don't know where I'd rank it. And just good back and forth action. They made Sami look strong. Obviously, Punk had to look strong. And at the end, obviously, CM Punk won. He's the WWE Champion. I think they put out a stat, not really a stat, but like I guess people on the internet. He's the first wrestler to hold like a lot of like certain WWE titles, because he was the world champion earlier this year, WWE champion. He was WWE champion a while ago, world champion, ECW champion, Ring of Honor champion, AEW champion, OVW champion. So I don't know. It's again, people doing their stats, but it makes sense because Sami winning was a good moment. It was a good holy shit moment.
Because you don't think Sami should have held the belt for longer?
Yeah, but I don't think he was meant to be I think he was meant to be a transitional champion. And as tough as that sounds, it's just
9 days though.
Here's the thing. I like Sami.
I like Sami too, but 9 days, like.
I mean, it's a little harsh, but it's just like they really want to do Punk and Cody. And
what was the reason why you put the title on Sami Zayn if they're just going to do that?
Well, you said last week that Punk and Cody doesn't need a title, and I agree. But they clearly see it as more box office, and I kind of agree, because it's like, are you going to do Sami versus Jay? Like, I don't think anyone wants to see that, and I think they're keeping Jay off TV for a while.
Are they?
But I mean, he wasn't on TV this week, and everything that's going on in his personal life, I think they might want to give him time off.
I mean, I don't care what's going on in his personal life, but
I don't know. But I mean, it wouldn't shock me if maybe they added him to the SummerSlam match.
I mean, I'm fine with that. That's fine. If they do a triple threat, that's fine. But you couldn't just let Sami walk in as champion, then lose it there. If it's gonna be the same result anyway.
True.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna put the title on Sami, at least have. I'm not saying for him to have a title reign through WrestleMania. I'm not saying that. Just have him drop at SummerSlam. Especially if it's gonna be a triple threat match, there should be no reason why you drop the title. Cody could have came out, did a disqualification level, right? And that could have given a reason for a triple threat match. That's it.
It is weird. It is weird because it's like you wanted a big moment. Because even NXT was kind of doing those weird big moments things. I remember Tatum, she won the women's title and she only had it for maybe like less than a month. And then she lost it because they wanted big moments. And I get you want big moments, you know, because WWE kind of wants to get back in the good graces of their fans. But it's like
of the fans? The fans, yeah, man. People are shitting on this.
No, I know. I live on Twitter.
If they think it's gonna get in the good graces of fans, it's not working.
No, I see this on Twitter, and again, I see the people doing the whole CM Hogan tweets, comparing this to WrestleMania 9 when you know putting CM Punk's face on Hogan and Cody's face on Brett. Again, just. And it's funny because months ago, people were calling Sammy Hogan. And they were calling Becky Lynch Becky Hogan.
Well, I mean, what's next? Oba Hogan? Like
exactly. Oba Hogan, Trick Hogan, Dan Hogan. And I don't know. But again, I'm fine with the decision. I'm shocked by it because I agree with you in a sense where it's like you couldn't have at least let Sammy hold it until SummerSlam. But I get it. Because they view Cody and Punk as a bigger match.
Oh, yeah, it is a bigger match.
But it didn't need a title.
I'll put it this way. Sami Zayn ain't helping with the raise. He ain't selling tickets. I get that. I even said last week, like, oh, well, Sami Zayn versus whoever, you know, Obi match start, you know, Obi contest scheduled for one fall, night one. Totally get it, right? So it doesn't hurt to, like I said, it does not hurt to have Sami walk in as champion. If they want to do triple threat, if that was going to be the match, let's just say that's going to be the match and that's the direction that they were going to go with the entire time, Sami should not lost the title. Period. Don't give two ands or fucks about that. He should not have lost the belt. If that's going to be the end result. Now I'll put it to you this way, right? If it's going to be a one-on-one match of Cody versus Punk, what does Sami do at SummerSlam? Because it is a terrible fucking look if he's not put into that fucking match because he's not going to have anything to do. It's going to be a terrible fucking look.
I mean, yeah.
Who is Sami Zayn going to wrestle?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like,
then why take the belt off of him if this is probably going to be the result of a triple threat match?
I mean, yeah, just add him, make it a triple threat. Like, fuck it. Why not? You know, have Sami come out on Friday and just hijack the show and be like,
the creative is fucking god awful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm getting, you know what? I'm even going to, like relatively you're okay with Punk winning, which is fine. I don't mind Punk as champion either. I love Punk, obviously, right? I don't mind Punk as champion. I'm just explaining the logic behind all this and why it's fucking retarded, right?
I agree.
So like, but Punk as champion, I'm okay with. I'm sure you're okay with as Punk as champion, right? Sure, right? Cool, right? What did Punk deserve to do to get a title shot?
He's CM Punk.
No.
That's not my reason. I'm saying that'd be WWE's reason.
No, but that's a fucking dumb reason. If it's dumb for Roman to do it, if it's dumb for Brock to do it, we gotta call it out. It's dumb for CM Punk, and it's fucking retarded. And the creative is lazy. Where it's like, oh, you know what? You're in Chicago. We're in Chicago. Yeah, I was gonna do this. We're in Chicago. It's Savio Vega. Yeah. But it's like, it's your night, pal. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus.
I mean, yeah, that's always been dumb when they did that, where it's like, so-and-so's returning, title shot.
Oh, I'm pretty happy about that.
I love Willow. She's awesome.
I think she's been out for a while. I mean, she has been out for a little bit with an injury. So
Hogan's first match in WCW title shot, he wins. Ric Flair returns, he wins. John Cena returns, he wins. So I agree with you. I hate that fucking concept where it's like, I get it, they're big stars, but it's like,
if they at least like explain like, oh well, CM Punk. I mean, even a rematch clause is fucking stupid as well, because he didn't lose the WWE Championship; he lost the World Heavyweight Championship. So his rematch clause should be more for that title, not this title. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, they can also. I mean, there's also people making comparisons to his promo after Raw, after Mania, where he was like, "You never know when a title opportunity will fall out of the sky."
Fine.
Again, I'm not agreeing with this. I'm not agreeing with this.
No. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's bad on both ends. Because like, I love CM Punk. Him winning is fine, but at the same time, it's like, I'm fine with it. But I don't know. You could have done something for Sami. I mean, kind of like what you just said. You could have had Cody come out and cause a disqualification, and
the fans just that simple. They make it harder than it has to be, man. It's just that simple, Like they're making it seem. Now I'll put it to you this way as well, right? Look, you have Punk that won, right? And Cody comes out there, and they, let's say they do the disqualification, but Punk ended up winning, right? Did Punk winning and him coming back and all that, did that have any bearing on the ratings?
Like did Raw get big ratings?
No, I'm just saying in general, right? Would this make you want to watch Raw regardless if you knew Punk was coming back or not? Well, do you think this popped the rating?
Probably. I mean, probably for that show. Probably for specifically that.
Like, okay, how do you think it would have been like a big pop, a decent size? The reason why I'm bringing this up, because it didn't matter, because I mean, I didn't watch any of the World Cup games because soccer's not my thing. But it seems like a lot of people are getting into soccer right now, obviously. But the U.S. was playing. They were playing Belgium, got their ass kicked. But that game was on during Raw. Monday Night Football in July was on. You know what I mean?
Monday Night Football or football.
Yeah, you got it, Drew. Yeah,
I mean, again, that's what WWE does. They do counter programming. They did that with.
But is it gonna did it matter in the grand scheme of things?
No, probably not.
You know what I mean? Like, so why? I won't say hot shot the title. It's not really a hot shot the title, but because Punk is supposed to be long term with the title. But why do that? And like, you screw over Sami, right? Give him the title reign until SummerSlam. If he's gonna end up being this triple threat match anyway, why? Because if Sami Zayn's not wrestling Punk and Cody, I have no idea what he does.
I mean, unless Kevin Owens miraculously comes back from his injury, but I don't know.
Then what does that mean?
I don't know. Do a feud with Kevin Owens and Sami. That's the only thing I can think of.
Why would Kevin Owens want to feud with Sami Zayn?
Probably like put him in his place. Be like, brother, you've been acting up, and I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas.
Yes.
But again, it's just like, logical idea would be to just add him in the match. So
so imagine now. Let me ask this, because this crossed my mind too as well. Because remember, I've been saying for maybe almost the past 2 years that Sami Zayn is going to finally win his first title in Saudi at WrestleMania. I was off. It was Night of Champions, right? Way off actually. But remember I mentioned that a couple years back. I don't think WWE is this smart. Do they think that having him lose the title this quickly, do they think that the fans are going to get behind him when they're going to be like, we want Sami? Kind of like this is the point I'm going to get to. Kind of like the Yes movement when Danielson lost the title immediately, and the Yes movement officially started. Right? Does WWE think it's going to be that way? I can't see that. If it happens, great, genius. If it happens that way, but I just don't see it that way. What do you think?
No, kind of like with you, because like Daniel Bryan, he organically got himself over with the crowd with just the Yes thing. Because if y'all remember, that Yes thing was huge. Like you saw freaking basketball games doing the yes thing. And I think Daniel Bryan was more likable. He had more of a likability to him. Whereas Sami Zayn, it's like, it's not that he's unlikable. It's just there's been so many start-stop pushes that I think the fans are just kind of like, we really don't care anymore. And also, I think the booking is a lot different nowadays than it was back then. I mean, say what you want about Vince. Vince, when he had gold, he was able to work with it. Whereas nowadays, like it's just very, as our former comrade would say, I mean, he's still our comrade, but as Ruben Prime would always say, Sesame Street booking. Sesame Street safe booking. They don't want to take risks. They didn't even want to take risks during the Punk and Roman feud going into Mania. I mean, the only risk they took was Punk saying, "Your dad's dead," and that's it. And that just felt forced. So no, I don't. I see where you're kind of headed with a comparison, but Daniel Bryan, that worked the way it did because he got himself over and the fans wanted to see him over. Because it's like, you remember that one Raw where all the former champions are in the ring and all the fans can do is just chant, yes, 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 Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan. And granted, they're in Seattle. And then John Cena had to like pull an audible and like bring him into the conversation. I don't see that happening with Sami. I don't think I've ever seen that happen with Sami unless he's in Montreal or Saudi
Arabia. Right.
So,
and like I said, I don't think so either. But my thing is like, do you think that WWE is trying to do that? But I don't see that either. But it's just we're just in a shady place right now. That's it. Now I will say this too as well. Let's say that it was Cody versus Sami and Cody ended up winning. That would have been the worst possible outcome, I think.
Well, I have an idea. What if on Friday, because Punk's obviously going to SmackDown,
right?
What if on Friday he goes out and then Cody comes out and then Sami comes out? It's like, I got screwed. I want a rematch, and Cody's like, I don't want a rematch, and then they have a number one contenders match, and Sami cheats to win, or Gunther comes out and fucks over Cody, and Sami gets his match at SummerSlam.
No.
No. Okay, why? Okay, I'm curious why.
Why
would you
go ahead? No, go ahead.
Well, I was saying like, yeah, triple threat, but wouldn't it make more sense for Sami to get his moment?
Then what would you do with Cody?
Cody and Gunther.
We've seen that match I don't know how many times. We just saw that match. Like without a title, like what does that do?
I mean, it'll be a good match.
There's Matt. Are you gonna care about it?
In context, no. But I don't know. That seems like the only logical idea.
And I love Sami too as well, but a one-on-one match. Well, it's more than like okay. So let me ask this: Punk versus Sami one-on-one. Where is that on a SummerSlam card?
Middle match. Because we already know who the main events are.
So
actually, you know what? I can see Brock maybe wanted to just like call the day. Brock's very much the kind of guy who's like,
his last match, he ain't going first, brother. Or
do you think
brother.
Brock gives a fuck?
It's in his hometown. I'm pretty sure he at least cares.
Yeah, but do you see Brock as the guy who's like, I kind of want to just go home already?
So for that Hell in a Cell, and I got more shit to say about Oba and Brock in a little bit too, but for that match of that caliber in that situation, for this blow off match. Hell in a Cell, by the way. This ain't fucking like, you know, you'll put that match like what? Like in the middle to open?
I'm saying it will main event, but I'm just saying Brock being who Brock is, I'm pretty sure Brock's like, I want to go home. But no, it is going to main event. It is going to main event night 1, more than likely. And then, okay, so you have things to say about Oba and Brock. I have things to say about Roman and Seth. So let me just kind of get to that real quick. Every fucking Roman feud is always about his opponent sucking him off. Like when Punk did it, Punk couldn't be as vitriol as he wanted to be. And then eventually he had to like blow him in like the final promo where he's like, yeah, I was wrong and I'm sorry and you're really great and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to leave. And that's basically what Seth did in that promo last week where he's like, you're great. You're great at everything. That you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You should even have your own wing. And I loved how this week LA Knight pointed out the fucking just preposterous just douchery.
I think that's possibly LA Knight's best promo he's done in WWE.
Yeah, agreed. Like he's like, hey brother, I like you, brother. Let's go get something after eat, brother. Let's go shave our beards, brother. Let's go do something with our hair, brother. Again, I don't care about anything Roman does going forward. I really don't. Like the Roman thing, the whole thing with the bloodline, everyone likes it. Cool. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but it's like I don't care about anything Roman does, and I'm also at the point where I don't care about anything Seth does. You know, again, Seth, once that green light is on, he can go. He's definitely top 5, top 10, best wrestlers in the world. You can probably go with anyone. You can work any style. But anything he's involved in, I don't care. And I will not care about this main event. This might be... Well, I'm obviously still going to watch it because I have to, but it's going to be one of those matches I'm probably going to zone out of. Because I can already tell what's going to happen. Like, I mean, obviously we're not doing predictions yet because SummerSlam's not till August 1st and 2nd.
Well, I mean, what is there to predict?
Fucking Zilla Fatu is going to come out. I can already tell. Like, the match is going to be Roman doing everything he does.
Before that, he's going to be in the mall. Going to be possibly. I don't know if he's going to stop by my shop, but in a week he'll be here in San Antonio. So
the match is going to be Seth doing everything he usually does, Roman doing everything he usually does, which is mean mug the camera, stalk his opponent, slow down the pace of the match. And then there's going to be a ref bump, and then Jacob's going to come out, and then Jimmy's going to come out, and LA Knight's going to come out. And when it looks like Seth is going to win, there's going to be a hooded figure that pulls the referee out of the ring, and it's Zilla Fatu or whatever fucking dumbass name they're going to give him. And that's how the match is going to end.
Okay.
So, but that's everything I need to say about the feud. Proceed. Because you're going to say something about Zilla.
Well, I want to talk more about this.
Well, go ahead.
So, yes, you are correct. I won't say I don't care about everything like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not there yet, but you know what I mean? But I'll ask you this. Do you think that WWE TV is better with or without both Roman and Seth? Like, if they were to leave right now, do you think WWE would be better with or without them?
Is WWE even better now?
Huh?
Is WWE TV even better now?
That wasn't the question. The question is if Roman or Seth were to leave, is WWE better with or without them?
I think there's a lot of people that dislike Seth a lot more than Roman. I'm not even just speaking about me. Like, there's people that are kind of getting sick of Seth. Roman, again, regardless of what I say, Roman makes money. He makes the company money. He's box office. He's a ratings guy. And the people go apeshit bananas when he comes out. So it doesn't matter what I say. So I think for Roman, it would probably hurt more if he left as opposed to Seth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right.
So Kyle's saying without. So yeah.
guys, you gotta understand that if just point blank period, no matter how you feel about the two, if WWE were to lose a Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, their shows will suffer a lot more than you think. Period.
Yeah.
You can't replace those two right now immediately. Who do you replace them with? Roman's super duper top guy. Who do you replace him with? You can't say guys like Cody and Punk because they're already there on top with them. Who's that next person that's going to be on that level?
Oba.
He's not there yet, brother.
Well, I mean, they looks like they want him to be there. I'm just saying.
He's not there yet. He's great. He's not there yet. Yeah, who do you replace Seth with? Don't have a name.
As far as the work rate, guy. As far as like a work rate guy,
it doesn't matter. It's a work rate guy, main eventer, right? Every time when you said people go ape shit when Roman Reigns comes out there, which is true. It's not like people are, not singing his song of Seth Rollins when he comes out there. That's a reaction. That's a big reaction, no matter what it is, on how easy it is, right?
But is Seth box office?
He's not. No, not to the point of Roman and stuff. But still, who can you replace Seth Rollins with?
I mean, we don't know who that guy is.
Well, then why should they possibly leave then? If you know what I mean, like if there's no solution, why just be like, just let them leave it? Like I never understood that mentality. Like if we can't find out what a solution and like give reasons, then why even mention it? But I think that with this feud here, right? Yes, you're right. Zilla may be possibly debuting. That's a possible thing, right? If I get to talk to him, I'll have a little bit better feeling about it. I'm pretty sure I'll probably have a little conversation with them though. But I'll just say this, that as of right now, they have to do something big at the end of the show. If that's Zilla, great. Whatever the case may be, right? But just in general, everything in WWE right now is piss poor regardless. So people are gonna be like, "Oh man, this shit's like, oh, blah." Like, yes, true, but like everything else sucks in WWE too as well. Like, there's nothing exciting about the company right now. Nothing from the women, nothing from the mid card, nothing from the main event. Nothing's exciting about WWE right now in general. So who knows? Maybe they pull a rabbit out of the hat. We don't know, but I just don't really see that. So, but moving on to Oba and Lesnar. The reason why I want to bring this up for a second is that they did this shit ass backwards. This feud. What did I say about Oba versus Brock at WrestleMania?
It was too soon.
Too soon for what?
Too soon for Oba.
In reference to what?
So the booking, as far as like Brock not getting any offense in or getting any like
all that, right? But also too as well, right? That I wanted Oba to win, but I would not have been surprised if WWE put over Brock Lesnar. And in hindsight, that should have been the right decision. You want to know why? Because why would Brock Lesnar want a Hell in a Cell match? You beat Obafemi in the second match. Why would you want a Hell in a Cell match? The match would have had way more heat if Brock beats Oba that first match at WrestleMania. Then Oba beats Brock the way he beat him at WrestleMania. Very quick squash match. In the second match. To piss Brock Lesnar off to a point that he wants a Hell in a Cell match. Wouldn't that have been a lot easier than the way that they're doing it right now?
It should.
Why did Obafemi's King of the Ring? Why did he give it up to face against Brock Lesnar?
Because reasons.
It's stupid.
It is fucking.
Why waste King of the Ring?
In hindsight, they really should have just given it to Jey Uso.
Well, oh man, like no.
No, you have no idea how much I was holding in my vomit.
I was gonna say Seth because it could have been Seth versus Roman, and that would have made more sense, right? You know what I mean? Like that, you know what I mean? But it could have been Seth versus Braun Breaker in the finals. How Braun Breaker that could have been so much more than what they could have done, but you got this Hell in a Cell match that doesn't have to me. As of right now, it doesn't have the heat that could have had. Because all I keep thinking about is like, well, why would Brock Lesnar want to even accept Oba's challenge, right? And also B, like, why would he even give a fuck at that point? He's like, I got the upper hand on you. Like, it makes it.
Because Oba called him a bitch. That's why. You're looking at me like you want to kill me.
That's a terrible fucking reason for WWE to do that.
I did like Brock's promo where he's like, I don't even watch the show.
No, I mean, that's a shoot. I'm pretty sure, but.
And then he's like saying, the term talk shit, get hit, and he kicks him in the balls. And then before that, he's like, I heard you call me a coward. And you're calling me a bitch.
This terrible creative. So
very terrible, as the Spanish would say. But that was again the big talking points on Raw. Currently, right now, the main event on Dynamite is MJF versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. The stipulation being if Kenny loses, he can no longer challenge for the world title.
Another fucking stupid ass fucking stipulation.
That makes that would make two other people, right? Because Cody. Well, apparently Cody made that decision on his own.
Well, he ain't coming back, so I don't think that's gonna matter much. But and Hangman,
and then Hangman, same thing. But as far as the rest of Raw, I already said Seth Rollins and LA Knights. World Tag Team Championships, the Street Profits versus Braun Breaker and Austin Theory.
Good match. Again, questionable booking decision. Why put the titles on the Street Profits if you're only going to give?
Agreed. Which Maxine Dupree came out and she turned heel and now she's making out with Austin.
Terrible, man. This company is fucking clueless.
Next, Women's Intercontinental Championship. Soruka versus Raquel Rodriguez. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Fine match.
Ruka won, of course. And then you had again the promo with Oba and Heyman. Wasn't a bad promo.
It was fine. Right. Yeah.
Chad Gable and Dragon Lee versus Ethan Page and Rusev. What the fuck is that? Is that dollar store Nickelback theme that Chad Gable has? Like I heard that, I'm like, wait, what is that? Like it sounds like American Males almost. It's like, it's Chad Gable. He's American. He's a badass. It's like, Jesus Christ, what's worse, that or Shorty G? I mean, Shorty G was bad, so I can't really make that comparison. Again, good tag match. I mean, all four guys.
The match itself was very good, I thought.
All four guys are talented. Page and Rusev won, and they beat the shit out of everyone in the ring. So the heels got to look like heels for once. And then we talked about the main event with CM Punk and Sami Zayn.
I mean, outside of there was some good wrestling in there, but it's just WWE is just so fucking bland to watch right now. Again, I know. I mean, I'll say this once and I'll say it again. At least with AEW, they give you something exciting to watch.
No, I agree.
As far as in ring stories are fucking pathetic and shit, and whatever. but I'd rather take what AEW does. I'd rather take the over, high acceleration in ring of AEW and lack of story versus mid story and pretty good in ring of WWE.
Yeah, I mean, because
everything's safe in WWE. I mean, everything's safe in AEW as well, but at least you get very good fucking pro wrestling matches.
Because, like I mentioned, I have been watching it all night, even while we were recording. I guess we can talk about Dynamite. So they're doing Beach Break, and it's an outdoor arena. The first match was Champa and Jericho, and it was, at this point, any match with Jericho, it's going to be what you think it is. It's either going to be just decent or just not very good, depending on who he's with. And then he had Champa out there, so Ciampa's always been good, so Ciampa's always going to elevate the match a little bit. But the match was fine. Ciampa wins by throwing sand in Jericho's eyes, pocket sand. And then afterwards, he pretty much wants to murder him by taking an electric screwdriver. And then a bunch of security guys who are totally not local talent had to get him out of the ring. So that's how that ended. And then you had Kyle Fletcher versus Takeshita for the International Championship. And as you can imagine, it was a good match. Both guys are very talented. I like Takeshita a little bit more than Fletcher, personally. I do think Fletcher's talented. I'll give him that. And it was good back and forth in ring action. A lot of high spots, as you can imagine. And they gave him enough time to really just go out there and just fucking tear the fucking house down. And then Fletcher won, so Fletcher is now the new international champion. Mick Foley came out to interview him, and then he cut some weird promo about his shoes. And that's where I kind of paused it and had to go do other things.
What do you mean, go do other things?
I had to go check on laundry before the show because I have laundry still in the dryer.
We went live as soon as he said that.
Well, I paused.
You were here. We were in the chat together.
Well, I did something before that, and then I came.
What are you talking about? Like, we were here.
Or was I? No.
That was funny.
Anywho, and then what other matches happened? There was the gauntlet match, which Willow won, and then Tekla was starting a fight with her, and then Mercedes came out and beat her ass. And then there was a tag match with Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay versus two guys. I don't know who the fuck they are. And they beat them, and now we have our main event, which is still going on. I think you're right. They might be getting an hour.
No, they weren't getting an hour. It started at 8:45. They're not getting it. They're getting nowhere close to an hour.
Well, I mean, it's already been. It's about to be 25 minutes.
Well, they're not going to go on until 9:45 at night.
All right. Well, I mean, probably 30.
The show's about to be over in the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
They may get 30 minutes, but they're not getting an hour.
I'm assuming MJF wins because he had that promo with Ospreay.
I'm thinking Kenny Omega is going to win, or I don't know. I think this also may be a triple threat match for All In as well. We'll see.
Maybe.
But I think they really want the story that they've been telling, the long-term story they've been telling has been more between Kenny Omega versus Ospreay. I want MJF to win because I think MJF should be in the main event of your quote-unquote WrestleMania every single year, until otherwise,
Very true. But so far, that's AEW Dynamite. Show hasn't ended yet.
From what you watched, what's your review of it?
Well, I was telling Betty, because she was actually shocked that I was watching the AEW. I'm like, WWE is so bad that it's turned me back to AEW.
Right.
But no, I mean, I don't hate it. So far, I'm okay with what I'm seeing. I mean, granted, again, it's just nitpicking me. It's like, can we just have finishers? Like, why can't finishers just be finishers? But it's something.
Well, the same thing in WWE. People always kick out everyone's finisher, so.
You're right, but the modern wrestling thing is like, kick out of your finisher 10 times. So I don't know.
Same thing in WWE. I mean, probably not 10 times, but same thing in WWE. Can't really use that argument if they do in the other company that you watch.
They don't do it as excessive as AEW does, dude.
No, you're right, but they still kick out of finishers.
Yeah, but they do it the appropriate amount of times if it's like a big main event match.
They do it 2 times in the third. See, that's why I think that, like, I'm sometimes okay with when AEW does it, because you don't know when the actual finisher is going to be the finish of the actual match. WWE is like, you get to it's you formulate 2 finishers, and on the third one it's over. Always.
I don't know. That's just me. That's just me being me. But again, it's not a bad show. Obviously, the fans are into it, so who am I to judge? NXT was pre-recorded, which I didn't know they were going to be pre-recorded this week. So, there's really not much to really discuss about that except for the main event. You had Kendall Gray versus Natty. Good match, as you can imagine. They're building up who Kendall's next opponent is. It's either going to be Lola there. You have Kalani there. You also have Callie Armstrong.
Yep.
You also had I guess not really a debut. It's she debuted last week, but it was a vignette with Nikki Blackheart, who's now, was it something volcanic? Hold on. What's her fucking name? If there's anyone in the chat that can fill me in on what this lady's new name is. Reina. I'm sorry. Reina Volcan. That's the name. Which she makes it sound cooler because she's Hispanic, so she has that accent. But anyone else saying it, it just like, I don't know. I guess obviously Volcan is a takeoff of Volcano. But it's like, why not just call her Nikki Reina or Reina Blackheart? I don't fucking
Nikki,
know.
You say Nikki Rain?
You can call her Nikki Rain or Reina.
You have Lizzie Rain, so
or Reina Blackheart, or I don't know, man. These fucking names are stupid, and then whatever. Anyways, so that was a promo.
I would like to think that we all get used to stupid names regardless. Doesn't make it right either, but we get used to the stupid names.
True.
Braun Breaker. I mean, we complain about that, and now it just rolls off the tongue now. So,
I mean, a part of me still wants them to just be Steiner.
That's never going to happen at this point.
Mm-hmm. But that's all the shows. So I'm going to talk about a show that just came back, and that's Dark Side of the Ring, season 7, which is a twofer, and that's about TNA, it's an origin story for Jeff Jarrett. And it's also an origin story for TNA. So, like I said, it was 2 episodes. The third episode is going to be next week, and that's going to pretty much be like the climax of it, and just go into like the real, like, juicy drama stuff with Hogan and Bischoff and Carter. So basically, the first episode is an origin story about Jeff Jarrett, about where he came from, where he grew up. He grew up in a wrestling family. Obviously, his dad was a wrestler, Jerry Jarrett. I believe his grandmother, Teenie Jarrett. She was, I think, like one of the few and probably the most successful like female promoters in wrestling. Jim Cornette famously says she gave me my first break in wrestling. Later on, Jeff, of course, went to WWF twice. He did the Double J Garrett gimmick, the JEFFJARRET, Jeff Jarrett. That's my name. You did that, and did the country music gimmick. Went back to WCW, came back to WWF, doing the "Don't Piss Me Off" gimmick and slap nuts and blah blah. They talked a little bit about Owen Hart. A lot of this documentary, you really do feel for Jeff, because Jeff, again, for all his faults, he's really been through the ringer emotionally and personally, because he loses his best friend. in Owen Hart, which he said that was kind of the beginning for me, the downfall for me, like emotion and mentally. And then later on, he loses his wife, his first wife, which that was sad. Like it's obviously sad when anyone loses a loved one. It was sad seeing the reactions from a lot of other people, a part of the documentary, because you see Vince Russo crying, and I'm not trying to say like Vince Russo is devoid of emotion, but it's like as long as we've seen Vince Russo, he's always been this like over the top, wacky, zany personality. But just seeing him break down, because obviously he's been friends with Jeff for years. The saddest one for me was Scott Steiner, because we've all known Scott Steiner as like the big tough, mean, evil guy almost. But just seeing him get emotional about it, because he actually got up and walked away. I'm like, oh, Scotty, you're killing me, man. But it is sad, what Jeff had to go through losing his wife. And crazy enough, his wife died on the same day that Owen Hart died. So it was like 6 or 7 years later, to the date. They also talked about how the TNA relationship with the Carters and also Russo caused this dysfunction between him and his dad, because his dad did not like Vince Russo. He did not like the way he booked the show. And Jeff was like, I want that perfect balance on my show of like good wrestling, but also good TV moments or interesting TV moments. And his dad didn't get it because his dad's very old school. I'm not sure if you remember this, because you probably do, because you have a better memory than mine. But like there was a situation where Jerry Jarrett was trying to get out of his contract, and so he took Vladimir Kozlov to WWE headquarters, and they actually put up a photo on the old WWE website of Jerry Jarrett and Vladimir Kozlov. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how he got fired. And he said ever since then, him and his dad, they never talked. And also he said him and his mom were estranged. He never really got into why. He also said it was like his parents didn't even show up to his wife's funeral. Like that's how estranged they were. They didn't even bother showing up to the funeral, which is really fucked up. And so Jeff, had to kind of take some time off, and actually it talked about how he didn't even mourn. Like when Owen died and when his wife died, he never really took time to mourn, because he knew, I'm a single dad. I'm raising 3 girls on my own, and I'm running a company. I don't have time to mourn. I don't have time to be sad. I need to go back to work. It's the only thing I know how to do. And you hear a lot about a lot of these people running companies that do that. If you're in charge of a company, you don't have time to do a lot of things that normal people have time to do. So, they also talked about how originally there was a company, I think it was called House Sports, that funded TNA, but then there was a scandal with the owner of that company, and so they had to pull the funding. And then that's where the Carters came in, running Panda Energy. Eventually, it came to the whole situation with Karen Angle, where she addressed that she was never having an affair with Jeff, because by the time they were not seeing each other, but like talking and being friendly, she already had a separation from Kurt, because the marriage between her and Kurt was already broken. Because Kurt was dealing with his demons and everything else. And eventually she filed for divorce, and not too long after that, her and Jeff started hanging out a little bit more, because Karen was like, listen, I just want to live. I just want to live life. And Jeff seems like a nice guy. Seems like he's so full of life. And Jeff even said, like, I have to live life. I want to be happy. So eventually they started hanging out. But again, you had people, leaking shit to the dirt sheet saying that, oh, Karen's staying at Jeff's house. He stole Kurt's wife away from him, which was not really the truth. And everyone essentially knew, and they knew the truth. The only person that didn't really know the truth and was really looking for any reason to get rid of Jeff was Karen, because there was a story where Jeff invited Karen, what the fuck's her name, Dixie, to like a Christmas party, and she saw Jeff and Karen there, and she looked like she was happy about it, but then she apparently called Vince Russo, who Vince Russo is basically like her lightning rod, and was like getting mad about it. So not too long after that, she relieved Jeff of his duties as a producer and a booker and part of the creative and sent him home. Not fired him, but sent him home. And then there was the whole situation with bringing in Hogan and Bischoff, and Dixie pretty much admitted that she wasn't. She essentially admitted, without saying it, that she didn't feel comfortable going at this alone because she knew she didn't have that business wit that Jeff had. So she brought Jeff in just to bring in Hogan, and then she sent him home again. Jeff. So episode 3, the way episode 2 ended, I was already like, okay, we're getting to the juicy stuff. And then it ended. I'm like, what? Like, that's the end? And there's another episode, covering all this shit. So there's a bunch of other shit I'm probably missing. But it's a really good opening. It's a good twofer behind the history of TNA. Brings back some good memories. Watching TNA. Back in the day, and I remember being like the biggest like cheerleader of TNA. Like I was like singing its praises to people. Because back in the day, like I wasn't feeling WWE all that much. And TNA was kind of my thing because it had things that I liked. It had people that I liked, AJ, Samoa Joe, people like that. And for a while, like TNA was almost like you can't miss it. And then when Hogan came in, when Bischoff came in, that was pretty much the decline of the company. Obviously, they're still in business, but the TNA now, it's like it's nowhere near the TNA back in the mid to late 2000s. Nowhere near that at all. But I guess based off of what I said and what you heard about it, like, how do you feel about it? Does it get you excited to watch it?
There's really nothing that I don't know already. Sounds good, but I don't know if I'll be, using my time to watch it.
What are your earliest memories of watching TNA?
The very first episode or pay-per-view, 2002. It was like wherever it was, like late June, wherever it was. So yeah. First match included AJ Styles and Jerry Lynn. I watched the very first show.
All right. I remember seeing it, and it's funny. I remember seeing it in that Chris Rock movie that had a state, and that was when it was NWA-TNA.
Yep.
And then obviously I started watching it a lot more in 2005. I just happened to stumble upon a pay-per-view, and I was just like, oh, what's this? And it kind of got me hooked. And then ever since then, I was a big fan. And all the way from 2005 till I would say like around 2012-ish. I would say that's kind of when I stopped watching. It's TNA. Just they really stood the test of time. They've been around since 2002. They're still in business. That's crazy how that happened. But Dark Side of the Ring, I would say give it a watch, people. It's the first 2 episodes. I think they put up the first episode on YouTube, the official Vice TV site. All right. I think we pretty much covered everything, and we're coming up on 80 minutes. So, is there anything else you want to discuss, or you want to call it a night early?
I'm sorry, what?
I was saying, like, do you want to call it a night early? Because we already
call it a night, yeah.
All right, people, we are done. We're done early, so that's a treat in itself. But thank you, Justin, of course.
Yep.
for making the show work the way it does. Thank you, everybody else. Just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're up to 215 already. I want to get those numbers up. Thank you all for watching the shorts that we put up. I just put up shorts for Monday's show with Joe for Real Bites.
How's that going on, by the way?
Oh, it's really good. It's a good show. This past Monday, maybe I'm just being biased. I thought it was the best show we've done.
Nice.
Because we didn't just cover movies. We talked like topics. The big topic we talked about was the whole Sony thing with them going digital in 2 years. And that was
kind of on topic, off topic. Remember what I said last week about Xbox? Said that there's a big changes are coming.
You know, that reel I put up of us for that conversation, that actually got a lot of comments and views on TikTok.
And what happened?
It was a mixed bag. It was people being like,
no, I don't give a fuck about the comment. Fuck those people. I don't care if they say good things or not. I'm talking about what happened with Microsoft.
Microsoft?
Yeah, what happened this week with Microsoft?
The only thing I heard was that they have more subscribers for Xbox. You have to fill me in on
that. No. What I said came true. They laid off I believe 4 studios. It was like in the thousands of employees that got let go.
Jeez.
It was a huge news topic. You probably should look that up. It's probably on IG. I don't know if you follow IGN or not, but
IG's kind of weird.
Whatever you get your video game news from, I will say look that up and kind of look at that, because it's a big deal. Just say that.
It sucks to hear that, but it's like I mentioned this last week with Claire Obscure. Like those people got let go, but I don't know who they got let go from, but they ended up starting their own studio and they ended up making the most popular game of last year that won like a shit ton of awards. So, Monday. But like I mentioned, that conversation from us I put up on all socials and it got the most views and likes and comments. So. On Monday, me and Joe talked about that, and same thing. It's actually, I think it's the highest rated reel we have so far. We talked about that. We talked about some movies and TV shows we've been watching. But for the most part, it was very news based. So that was pretty fun. And we got some news to talk about this week. But Real Bites, look for that. It's every Sunday. We had to do it on Monday because Joe got sick. I'm not going to give out Joe's medical history on the air. Let him do that, but we had to move it to Monday, so we knocked out of the park. But for the most part, it's the experience every Wednesday and Real Bites every Sunday. Every now and then you'll get Friendly Neighborhood Marks. We'll be putting on a show pretty soon. Obviously coming close to a brand new day, which is going to be coming out in a few weeks. Metal Drive Hoops again is seasonal. It's a basketball show. We'll be starting that back up when the NBA season starts. Most notably when Tony comes back to America, because he just went to Korea for a few months. But
he went to where?
He went to Korea.
Oh, okay. He said Korea. I thought he said Riyadh for a second.
Yeah. But for the most part, Twitter X, DY Experience, Facebook page. I have a TikTok, which I post a lot of the reels for the shows there, and I also do movie reviews, which those get a lot of views as well. And like I said, follow the YouTube channel. Leave a like and a comment. It helps with the algorithm. But that's enough about me, Justin.
Yeah, you guys know where to find me. Look at the thing there. We're good.
Spine Buster Tease at Wonderland Mall of Americas. There. All right. Let's get out of here, people. Much love to everybody who was in the chat. Much love to anyone who supports us. So, all right, people, take care. Peace out. Have a good night.
Spike your hair. Kind of like cool. What Zach Ryder said. Take care. Spike your hair.
Take care. Spike your hair. Woo woo woo. All right, people, stay cool because it's hot as fuck outside. Peace.
That's